Hi neighbors! Welcome back to Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Today I'm back in the nursery and I'm going to be planting some seedlings. Now I know I said during my last video that we weren't going to do seedlings here at the Ponderosa, but Sharon found a deal at one of our big box DIY stores where they had 4 packs, 3 for $10. So $3.33 for 4 plants. Carry the one, divide by 4. If you got 83 cents a plant, that's pretty good. So that's kind of our strike point. If we can get our plants for $1 or less each, we'll go for the starts. And we need some starts because it's beginning of spring and it's a beautiful cool day out, but we need to start getting stuff into the ground. We normally would have seedlings by now, but we've had some problems with heat waves. So the seedlings actually are still going pretty well. I'll give you a close-up here. Lots and lots of marigolds, and some of the marigolds are even starting to get their first leaves. So the seedlings are going well. I have another African daisy coming up. I have 2 bush cherry plant seedlings coming up, and I have a champion tomato, which is my favorite tomato to grow because I just have always had the best success with champions. So that one's coming up. I grew those from seeds that I harvested from a tomato from one of those plants because I can't find the seeds or the starts anymore. So what do we have today? Well, we've got some Sweet 100. These are cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna plant one of these over in the pumpkin arch and one in a container. And then this is they're called an early girl. So this is a very quick producing tomato. So I'm going to put this in Corfu because I just wanted to get a harvest of tomatoes, say by June, beginning of June. So I'm going to get this. These usually produce in about 50 days. So this is like the fastest producing tomato. And then we've got these other starts that will be producing later in the summer. And now we have some sweet peppers, just some bell peppers. And you'll see Sharon's already we split them up. So Sharon's going to plant 2, I'm going to plant 2. So we already split these up. And my favorite jalapeno peppers. So a couple of starts for those. So again, one of these is going to go in the pumpkin arch. One will probably go in Corfu. One of these will go in the pumpkin arch, and one of these is going to go in a container. All right, and then that's not all. I've got some green bean seeds in here soaking. I put them in this morning. Usually I soak them overnight, but you can even do it just for a few hours will help. And I've also got some pumpkin seeds, so we'll start our pumpkins today. All right, so that's it. A couple other things. I did plant a whole bunch of other stuff. I've got cantaloupe seeds going. I've got more tomatoes, peppers, and zinnias over there. Zinnias and lupins. So more cut flowers, more vegetables and stuff. And I also got this little, what do you call it? A greenhouse tunnel. A little, very inexpensive, $6 at a discount store. And it's just a piece of plastic tubing, but it's going to help keep the moisture in because we have very dry weather, so I've been having to spray these a lot. So I put a little greenhouse over that, keep the moisture and the heat in, and hopefully we'll have seedlings through the spring, and by summer we'll have lots and lots of flowers and vegetables growing. All right, well, let's get started. I think I'm going to plant the planters first. I'm going to reuse these planters. These are the ones that the pineapples were in. So, and they don't have to be all the way to the top. So I'm just going to fill them about halfway with soil because this is going to be temporary just for this year. And this way I can move them around and find the best place in the garden. It's optimal. So a cherry tomato, one of these, and a bell pepper in the other. I might even do a bell pepper and a jalapeno. Can I do 2? I think I can do 2 in one container. So I will try that. And then I've got soil to go on top of that. All right. So thanks for joining us. Let's get started. Let's get some planting done and celebrate spring. right, well, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is plant a Sweet 100 cherry tomato in this planter. I'm going to start off by putting some lava rock in the bottom. So these are lava rocks that are left over from transplanting the pineapple. And I like to put some rocks in the bottom to help drainage and give it some weight, but also so I can save on some soil, to be frankly, so I don't have to fill the whole thing with soil and I can save some of it for other purposes. So put some rocks in the bottom. Yeah, there's a little debris in there, but that's okay. And then we're just going to put straight old potting soil in here. Just generic, whatever you've got around potting soil, that should be enough. Again, it doesn't have to be the top. I'm just going to make a little, I'll use this to make a little hole in here. A pretty deep one too. These are the cherry tomatoes. So they're Sweet 100. I'm going to take one of these, put that there. Oh, there's two. Okay, they're stuck. Yeah, there we go. Don't want to break those roots if we can help it. There we go. I'll bury the first few branches there. So if you look at a tomato stalk real up close, you see these little things that look like hairs. Those are actually what they call potential roots. And so if you bury them under dirt, those will turn into roots. So you have a much more vital plant if you bury it like about up to here, for like the first branches, so that those roots have a chance to grow as well. It will grow a lot faster. So that's why we bury it kind of about halfway when we plant a tomato. There we go. Well, I want to put one of these big ones, but I don't know if it might be too heavy. Is that going to work? That'll work. Okay, so let's just set this one aside over here, and then we'll move that to a sunnier location. All right, for this next one, this one is really in bad shape, so I really only need to fill it about half full. There's a bug in there too. So let me get this in here, some rocks in there, and we'll get some soil. Now, and this one, if you look closely, it's got a little bud coming up right there. So this one's about to flower. So I'm going to plant this one here in the container. And peppers are not like tomatoes, so I am going to just go right up to the... I just remember I was going to plant a jalapeno in here too. So let me move this over. Move it over to here. There we go. Let's water these in. And there we go, bell pepper to guide it. There. There we go. That'll hold that steady. All right, so we're done with the first part. Let's go plant some more. We're heading over to the pumpkin arch. We had temperatures of 100 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 38 degrees centigrade, and so the poor spinach just got fried. So I'm going to put a Sweet 100 tomato right here and see how it grows. Irrigation loop here. Perfect. is in here. I know that's on it for a while. But I am going to
What is wrong with me?
all right, so we have the same situation here, and obviously it didn't survive the heat wave. That is some cooked spinach right there. So, oh well, so no spinach this year. I'll put a pepper plant right here in the middle. Put that over here. All right. Bell pepper. The peas in. Jalapeno pepper. So for the next section, I'm going to be planting out here in Corfu, but first, let's do an update. It's looking gorgeous. As you can see, I've got California poppies and morning glories, a beautiful combination of purple and orange, and there's also some violas and impatiens growing in there, purple and yellow as well. So let me give you a little close-up look with my camera. So as you can see, there are these beautiful poppies blooming, and down here, these violas are still going well. There's another beautiful poppy. Now these peas are just about done. As you can see, they couldn't handle the heat. So these are all going to be taken out. I'm going to put a tomato there, the early girl. We have some gladiolus coming up. So those will be blooming in a few weeks. This kale plant's going strong. I just come out and cut and come back every day. And just lots and lots of poppies. Also, there's a snapdragon. It's been from last season. A couple of stock plants still going, but for the most part, I want to get this area right in the middle cleaned up and use this opportunity to plant a tomato, get that started. Let's start over here and then, oh yeah, there's some peas. All right. You can see we still got some peas left down there. So I'm just gonna, now we can just yank them off. You don't have to cut them off. You don't have to worry about damaging the plant. So we'll just toss that. Keep those peas. Looks like we got a few peas out of that. A few peas left in there, so that's about a serving. Shorty. Put a little more dirt in there. There we go. Again, I'm going to bury the stem quite a bit. For these bigger tomatoes. Just make it bent. There we go. Put that in there, and in it goes. There we go. And off it goes. It's set. This tomato is set to go. Well, we're done for the day. We got the peppers and the tomatoes in the ground. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the seeds planted because I ran out of time. I'll probably do those tomorrow, and I'll make a separate video on that, so watch for that. Anyway, it's been a great day here early spring at the Ponderosa. This is my favorite part of gardening, putting stuff in the ground, watching it grow, take root, and the hopes and expectations for the season. So thanks for joining us. For Mark and Sharon at Ponderosa Garden Adventures, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.